Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome to CDL Sunday for Major 4. Today, one team will be crowned a champion. I can't wait to get rolling. 4 incredible squads left to go. And speaking of champions, let's look at how much they're going to be taking home. For first place, $200,000 on the line. But you see the full breakdown of the $500,000 here for Major 4 as the players are live from Dallas, battling it out on LAN. I can't wait to see how this goes down. But before we get into it, just a couple moments ago, Jess had a chance to sit down with Envoy. Interested to hear what he had to say.
Thanks so much, Maven. So Envoy, this is a big day, big matchup. How are you feeling here on CDL Sunday?
Feeling great. You know, the team yesterday, we won 2 matches, and we really came out and focused on our teamwork, which seemed to be the problem on our first day and seems to be the problem in like all of our losses. So that's been a big focal point for us, and I think as long as we carry that into today, we're going to have a good match.
It's definitely going to be a fun one to watch. And I saw your mom tweet that 6 years ago this weekend, you were competing at the MLG Pro League in Columbus with your squad geared for gaming. And I mean, here you are 6 years later on OpTic. If you could say anything to your past self 6 years ago, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him not to be, I don't know, not to be as egotistical. Back in the day, I was like a hothead, kind of egotistical. And nowadays, I feel like I'm pretty humble. And, you know, just more about, like, the team environment and just trying to, you know, have a winning environment around us and, you know, take the right steps to be a better teammate, a better team, and a better person. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, and best of luck out there. Maven, back over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Jess and Envoy. You hear a lot of talk about teamwork. And, Joe, I think there's some similarities in the sense both teams are trying to find that. The fundamentally sound Call of Duty, the teamwork being on point, because the talent is there for both squads. Without question, who could just maybe play a little bit smarter today?
Yeah, I think fundamentals is something we always talk about. I think on the Dallas side, I just think you have to talk about their first match. And, you know, winners round 1, we just weren't exactly sure what to see from these guys. So Vivid entering the lineup, but they looked damn good, right? Yeah. Winning 3-0, and on the other side for OpTic, of course, you have slow series out of Formal and Envoy, but it's really about, it's just like, they looked a little bit shell-shocked. So it's always difficult, though, in a rematch. We both feel like that wasn't the OpTic that we know, and I think OpTic knows that. That's why you're going to see some repeat maps here today as these guys run it back.
100%. We're going to take a look at the quick scope, but it's been fun to see. I mean, Formal's been looking like Matty Piper of old. He's been making plays. It's been a good thing to see for sure for fans. But let's look through this. Just overall with Stage 4, how they looked in the various game modes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, OpTic, they have that 9-4 and hardpoint still for Dallas Empire, a very solid hardpoint team. Search and Destroy, a little bit of a, you know, advantage over to Dallas, and then Control. Control is really that one game mode where they've picked it up. They've won, I think, 3 in a row here at the Major, where OpTic's fallen about, fallen down just a little bit, but they won a big one yesterday to get us to today.
I mean, it's interesting to see that just because I think you've gone on the record and said for all of our championships, the person that's won it, it's really been defined through strong search and control, right?
100%. It's something that I am still very much looking out for. If you look at Atlanta FaZe and what Toronto Ultra did, it's because of their map pool, right? Toronto Ultra, when they won that Major 2, they went 50-50 in hardpoints, right? It was just everything else that got them over the top. Again, great hardpoint teams. What makes them so difficult to beat is that search and destroy and control.
100%, but we're getting ready to rock and roll. OpTic going up against Empire. It's time to meet our squads. Let's start it off with OpTic Chicago.
Mighty Crimsix going Formal.
Looking fantastic.
Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational.
Really starting to run that score up.
I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic Gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
Back on LAN and making a run. OpTic Chicago trying to push to get to their first final of the year. Scump, Formal, T2P playing at a high level. Envoy going off and search and destroy. And Dashy. I mean, the talent has been there, but John, I know you've appreciated some of the heads-up plays he's been making.
No, 100%. I think what we saw yesterday is that Dashy has recognized the positions where he needs to play his life a little bit more, value that life, play discipline. You look at their stats, a lot of the times he was the one with some of the highest engagements. He slowed that down. He's going +5, +6 in those hard points, but he's letting his subs kind of do that roaming. He's really making sure he locks down those power positions.
Yeah, I think, you know, with Formal and Dashy, and same can be said on Empire maybe, like you have not your prototypical maybe AR flex. They want to take every single gunfight to play a little bit more aggressive. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, maybe which pair can slow it down a little bit when they need to make the heads up plays. It's going to be fun to watch that back and forth, because I think we got a shootout on our hands.
No, 100%. It's just what these teams like to do. And maybe Dashy is just kind of figured out that it can be difficult for Formal just to sit in a position for a minute, and he doesn't like to, and maybe they just have to flip-flop, and maybe that's what a lot of that teamwork has come down to, is making sure they are in the right positions to help set up their team win. And it really feels like Dashy has grown into that role.
All right, we'll see if he can keep improving over the course of CDL Sunday. He's going to need to if they're going to make a run. But on the other side of the stage, yes, the stage, we're live, finally. We've got Dallas Empire. Let's meet the squad.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open.
Stella with the round one ace.
Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh, no! Once again, they saved the day.
Dallas Empire, it has been fun to watch the improvements as of late. The reigning world champs, we thought they'd get back to a point where maybe they're ahead of teams in certain modes. Maybe not there yet, but with Vivid's improvements, they become a force on the map. Well, okay, Crim's a force everywhere. Look at that. Ooh!
That's a power stance right there. Crim getting ready, getting locked in. But yeah, I think, you know, we weren't exactly sure what to think of this squad coming into this major. You know, a lot of experience. The core three has stuck around, but how has Vivid really grown into his role? And man, it's been impressive to watch. You know, they hit the 3-0, but I think there was a big question mark around how are they going to play against Toronto Ultra. Probably should have beat them. And that to me was, all right, this is the team that we have known. This is the World Championship squad. It's still early with this new roster, but they seem to be back on point.
Yeah, I mean, iLLeY's been playing some of his best Call of Duty all year. The same can be said for Vivid, especially since joining this team. We know it was a rocky start. You heard Ray say, like, it's not an easy thing to do. He had some time off. We didn't expect greatness right away, but he has had greatness in some of his performances this weekend. What else does he have in the bag? Let's get to our game fuel keys to victory. We're going to start it off with Dallas Empire.
Oh, well, they got to stay strong on the respawns. If you look at their major wins, they're 5-0 in the respawn maps. They lost both hard points, though, and that lost to Ultra, so something to look out for. And then Vivid got to come out hot. Look, in their wins versus Chicago, 1.32. Against NYSL, 1.08. But in that loss to Toronto Ultra, a 0.8. So Vivid gonna need a big game out of here. And if Formal is playing lights out, Crim is going to need a bigger impact in this rematch. When they first played in Winners Round 1, it was the other three that really fried out, but he had around a 0.85. You're going to need to see a better Crimsix because we saw a different Formal yesterday.
I just like this matchup because, you know, they were teammates, obviously. They won a title together, well, many titles together, but there was, remember that Black Ops 4 period where it was like Crim wanted to run main AR, he didn't think Formal was making the plays right, then Formal went back to main AR, like there's been this back and forth with them back then, and well, now they're both main ARs on top teams, getting ready to battle here on the main stage on a CDL Sunday. I am ready to rock. Let's look through our game fuel keys to victory for OpTic Chicago.
Well, Formal and Envoy, I mean, they just got torched against Empire in the first match. They need to pick it up right from the get-go. Then Scump and Dashy, and their hardpoint wins throughout Major 4. Scump has a 1.37, Dashy a 1.22. So they have been critical, vital to their hardpoint success. And starting off with Garrison, I would look at those two to see how they play. Then continue to stay disciplined. Don't make the mistakes. These are the teams you have struggled with, the top teams in the league. The reason is some of the times you're shooting yourself in the foot. Make sure the communication is on point. Do not allow teams to take advantage of those mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, God, it might just be coming down. I feel like both teams are kind of victim of that. Like, who's going to make the least mistakes? And, well, to be fair, a lot of times when it's two top squads, that's what defines it.
100%, but looking at our maps and modes, you're going to see all 3 maps that we saw from the winners round 1. Starting off with that Garrison Hardpoint, you're going to see Checkmate Control, and if we go the distance to map 5, Standoff Search and Destroy. A clear advantage here for OpTic, though, in map 4 on Moscow. And then Express Search and Destroy. Both teams they're okay at it. Yeah, 1 and 2 throughout stage 4 for Dallas Empire, 1 and 1 for OpTic Chicago. So game 2 going to be interesting. Well, what this maps and modes tells me is that OpTic, they knew that they were off in winners round 1. They are confident that they are going to bounce back. Or why else would you replay the same 3 maps?
Well, yeah, I think that's fair. Could they maybe have done something different in the vetoes that might have looked a little bit better on paper? Sure, but if they feel they just came out and played like crap, and they know they can play much better, which I think you've seen the players have struggled to improve over this weekend without question, then yeah, get right back to it. Because I know sometimes we're critical of that when you see the same maps you just got smoked on, but I think we'd all agree they came out of it flat. They did.
100%, yeah. You don't expect Envoy Informal to go. I was like minus 30 combined.
Yeah.
Usually it's more of a team effort from top to bottom, but we'll see. We're back on that Garrison Hardpoint. We'll see if it's a much better start here for OpTic.
Well, CDL Sunday starts right now. Empire, Chicago, our first best of 5 as 4 teams remain to battle for their share of $500,000. Is Empire. We'll get into the first hard point. It's Vivid with the opening kill. And Shotzzy on this map, man, he has been fun to watch. His movement is rather absurd, but with 2 players there, can't take down either. They battle for the point.
And just a nice break from OpTic, making sure they control left side of that mini-map for that rotation over to P2. No trophies quite yet, so that nade going to connect. And right off of that spawn, Dallas Empire fight right back. But Scump, he's been taking his time. He's been great in hardpoint. He's able to find 2, valuing his life. Well, then on that flank, I thought Formo was going to have that kill, but he gets cut down by Shotzzy. You do have iLLeY. He's been sitting right under bottom green. And when are they going to try and rotate on over? That's a nice break for Dallas Empire. A good early time, but a response here. You see 2 players spawn out due to the pressure from Dallas Empire, and now it is just Dashy by his lonesome on this P2.
I think a difference of a couple feet, and they might get close spawn, but Empire, no hesitation. They start to fly. As you said, 2 will end up spawning out, so an opportunity for Empire to get in. But the spawn does come in safe this time for OpTic. They're trying to battle through. And Scump, good job just biding his time. He's got to wait for the reinforcements to come.
Well, look at top right. You know, it was the same duo that really struggled early on. We'll keep our eye on Formal and Envoy because they started off 1 and 9 in this map. It's Dallas, they take this all day. That's going to be 4 dead. They have complete map control. You're seeing where OpTic spawning. Typically, that's very good, but with 20 seconds left, you'd rather them be rotating to the right side of the mini-map. So Dallas, they're just going to try and keep this locked in as they get this time, and this is a bit of a trap setup. Shotzzy, he's just waiting around. How many can he kill? He's able to take down 2. They're going to rotate over to our 3rd hill. You have Vivid watch in the middle of the map, and when OpTic starts to rotate over.
How many times did we see that yesterday, though, for Crim and iLLeY, or just this weekend, where it's just team wipe, they get all 4? Like, the shot has just been on point. The positioning so good. We know they're looking to battle at any opportunity, but on Vivid's POV now, as he's 7 and 3, he keeps the fantastic play going. Gets 1, gets out with his life. 60-point advantage right now for Empire. With still 40 seconds on this hard point, they're doing work early.
Yeah, they're doing work. This is just a beautiful start. Able to get that time at the 2nd hill. A ton of time off the first. Lock them in. But here comes OpTic with around 25 seconds left. Going to try and fight for some of this scrap time. You still have some close spawns if you are Dallas Empire. The reinforcement's going to be here quickly. And the slaying right now, this is reminding me a lot of our winners round 1 game. Just feels like Dallas come out of the gates hot, putting so much pressure on OpTic. And you see again, Formal 1 and 8, Envoy 2 and 11. They need to turn this around.
They're getting absolutely bodied right now. But if you're Empire, you learned a valuable lesson. Any lead can disappear. They've thrown 1 away. You can't have any letdown. Do not take the foot off the gas. Keep on going. Let's get to an Astro listening with Dallas Empire.
Go weak, Envoy.
There's 2, top 18 as well. Bigger left side. Bigger. Small. 2 big door. 2 small, 2 big door.
Small 1 shot. On cube. Dashy dead.
Small.
Small.
I'm about to pick it up in a second. I'll get spawn in a second.
Small weak. No help. 2
small. I got 1. I got 1 shot. Fuck it, dead. Pocket Envoy. Pocket. Envoy dead.
Coming.
They're going
Watch out right now.
Yeah. I'll watch your back left.
Full flash.
Yo,
I have your back left.
Yeah, put her.
What's that? The guy outside big door. Line in big door.
Yeah, he's
Fucking
small
bad.
one shot. Nice,
Sit
good
down, sit on time.
Sit down, sit
I'm
down.
ready.
I'm watching over you. I got you.
One small still.
Yeah, he's pocket on time. He's really
You saw
back
it.
box.
He's gray box. Gray box, one shot. Gray box, one shot. Fuck him up, man. Oh, there's multiple.
Hold your
Yeah,
back.
there's one.
Yo,
Yo,
Help me.
I saw someone back up.
Green.
Yeah, I'm behind all of them.
Yo, there's one in the back. There's one in the back. Envoy's one in the back. 2.
Top green. Top green.
That Envoy's in the back.
Envoy's
Envoy's in the
dead.
back. Okay.
Look at top green.
Bottom floating.
Where
Bottom
is he?
floating. Weak.
Envoy's in the back, guys.
He's gray box. He's weak, Ant.
Yeah.
Envoy in the back. Envoy's back weak.
Nice.
I think they're all behind us. I think they're all behind us.
Almost put it back right.
Back right.
No, there's 2p1. 2p1.
Cancers are not
Where'd he go?
going. L Street.
Yo, he's in the back still. And L Street.
Back Envoy weak. Back Envoy weak. Yo, he's-
Got him.
Triple.
I need left side.
Anytime.
Top cat. No trophy.
I'll try right side.
Con, scump.
Right side.
Dead. You can
Nice.
hit
Yo,
left side.
one's going back alley bridge.
They have no trophy in Hill, guys.
So far, so good. Empire, keep it on the throttle with a 120-point advantage. And over these last 30 seconds, Formal and Envoy have definitely started to find some kills, started to improve a bit. But can they overcome a horrendous start?
Yeah, it's almost a question of, is it too late? Like 160 points off your first rotation. That's a ton of time. Dallas, though, as you said, they don't want to allow them to extend this, put the pressure on them. They've thrown a hard point already this weekend. Zop's going to get set up. They do a really good job the back half of that P5. Keep them trapped on the left side of this map. As Envoy is still inside of bricks. He's going to get traded out. See Dallas, they're going to try and go for top green control. From top green, you fight off that catwalk. That's when you can pinch off that first hill. But Scump, he's ready for it. And, well, Formal just soaking up the time.
Just chip away at the lead.
This is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you got to believe in each other. And it's easier to do with how they've been playing this weekend at times. Start to get a little more trust, a little bit more faith. Just know that nothing is impossible. Keep the comms on point, and bit by bit, bring it back. It's a 120-point advantage not that long ago. Now you've got it down to 60, half the job done.
I mean, this is a full 45 seconds on this first hill. Dallas Empire, they are committing to this second rotation. And when you commit that early, you better hold on to this. This is an opportunity for Chicago. They get a break here, and they could potentially tie the game or get pretty darn close. Here is that break. You see Crim, he doesn't hold on to his kill cam. He spawns out. iLLeY, he spawns out. Vivid trying to do what he can, but he is all by his lonesome. And OpTic, with 2 hills in a row in this break, they fight right back into the game.
They're making the run. They're making the run. Down so big, but the gun's starting to heat up. Dashy at 16 and 13. Shotzzy will win a gunfight in the backside of bricks, so they're going to have to focus both sides. The push ready to come in from Dallas Empire. Dashy tucked away. Shotzzy able to take him out. Can OpTic hold? Envoy with a big 2. It's a slow start, but he's heating up, and now Scump from the hard point finds the other 2. The 120-point lead now down to 20.
Well, now look at this. Now they have what Dallas did to them. They are trapped on that left side of your minimap on this rotation from P2 to P3. Scump now on 5 in a row, up to 19 and 14. Maybe looking for some streaks. And this is a big thing, what we saw yesterday. They did not play well with streaks. They did not earn them. They gave up too many of them. Their communication needs to be better today against these top teams. But can Scump find one? He's just able to get that artillery. The rotation is there. The setup here for OpTic. And you see that scoreboard. We're about to get a lead change or get pretty darn close to it. As what a comeback we have here from OpTic.
Empire here, though. They're battling for the front. There's still 2 people in the back for OpTic Chicago. The pinch is going to develop. If the 2 players can't stay up, it's time to call on the streak. Dashy gets 2. As soon as that goes down, the artillery going to funnel players towards the back. The only person it connects on, though, is Envoy. But Dashy ends up finding another pair. It won't get them into the hard point, though. You use the streak. You're not going to get much out of it. But it's 5 in a row for Dashy. Maybe some more. No, never mind. No more streaks to come.
But those are the positions of what I'm talking about. He's just playing his life. He's being a nuisance, taking his time, up to 22 and 15. He's just been so stellar in hardpoint. Keeps that going, and they're only down 15 points. But Dallas Empire, they have control of the middle of the map. Just top green that you have to deal with Formal. Grim with some nice angles, some nice shots on to Dashy. He's trying to get things going, but they're not able to trap them just due to Formal's position. He spawns up, gets top green. They have to fight for that control. They're able to get up there now. What angles can they find?
It looks like Formal hops out to just tuck into the corner. And can he make the play on the players that took top green control? He's able to at least take down one. Battling back to even after the slow start, but look at the score. It is OpTic Chicago out in front. A monstrous comeback, but they've got to close it out. It's just unbelievable. Think about the swing. It was around 160 to 40, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah,
you only scored 20 or so points if you're Empire. You posted about 150 if you are OpTic. This run, this rally has been unbelievable. In those moments when they've been down in series, this is what we haven't seen. This is unbelievable grit. Love it.
Yeah, you haven't really seen a lot of comebacks from them, but they have a chance here. Set up for P5. Scump, up to 28 kills. Can he find the fourth? Not able to do so. But this is what Dallas had a really big problem getting out of this trap at the end of P5 over to P1 on our last rotation. Can they do it this time? You have Scump who's over towards bricks. Dashy on the hill trying to find some angles. They're not playing around the hill right now. They're playing around the slays. Keep the map control in your favor.
It's 40 points away from getting the dub. Nobody in the point for now. All the fights going down around it. Shotzzy's weak, looking for ankles, greeted by a nade. Beautiful there from Envoy. Now, iLLeY is able to at least take down two. Start to chalk up some time for Empire, and while there's not been a lot for them over the last 2 to 3 minutes, can they make the run? Can they survive? Because all this talk about the comeback for OpTic on the other side of it, if you're Empire, like, this is where you need the grit. You've got to make the rally now.
And they're getting set up. We have a couple of players top green if you're OpTic trying to get on through, but you see Vivid's position just dealing with the players pushing through the middle of the map. He's able to find another angle on the Scump, but Scump, I think, just turned and burned on him. We're about to have a tie game, but OpTic, they find the kills. That's 3 in a row for them. The last player alive is Shotzzy, and look at the spawns. Worst case scenario, we go the distance right now. OpTic are in position. Envoy dealing with the trophies. Look at the turnaround for him. 27 and 28 on another 3 spree. My man was getting smoked early on, but he has turned things around. The 74 U's lighting it up right now for OpTic. His Envoy up to 5 in a row. Only 20 more seconds needed. iLLeY, though, the heads-up play. He's already rotated to that second hill. Can his teammates get to him?
We're starting to rally across. 16 points needed for the W. Scump winning another big gunfight by satellite. Crim is just lurking, waiting for the teammates to get here, but Scump's not going to allow it to happen. The subs go big again. 15 points away from the victory and counting. Shotzzy gets 2 to try and find the opening for Empire, but Dashy is ready and waiting. Now it's just really on Scump. Is the pinch is coming in. Can he win another? He's able to at least take down one, but Empire get in. Ooh, just 6 points needed for OpTic. They can't quite close it out yet.
Yeah, Dallas can win it here, though, and if you're OpTic, you just got to be careful, because if you overcommit, maybe, you spawn them out if it goes to that next hill, so it's always a tough situation to deal with, but they need a break, and they need it now. Envoy going with the long route. Crim going to open things up. He's going to find 2. They only need 10 more seconds, and it's on Scump and Dashy, the 2 stellar hardpoint players all weekend long for them, but did Dallas in their early lead, the break at the second hill, are they able to hold on? They are. Dallas, they deal with the comeback. They win the first map. It was so back and forth. But man, did that get close.
Oh my God, what was that map one? And that's what I was saying like a minute or two ago, like, all this talk about the comeback and, can OpTic do it? But then it just flips, man. Like, now you have to survive the blow if you're Empire. Like, you have to survive that run. You know you're throwing it away. All the pressure mounting on them. They need a break. They get a break. They close out map 1. Unbelievable.
A lot of back and forth, and here is a replay towards the end of that. Is Dallas Emperor able to break on through. Scump trying to do what he could to stay alive. It's one more push. And OpTic, all 4 players together, what's going to be the play call? They go through the middle of the map. It's the long route, but who's the player that shuts it down? It's Crim. They're able to get inside. They go for the long route all the way through, but they can't find the anchor, and the anchor, with some beautiful shots with that crit, gives them a 2 versus 3 advantage. And Scump and Dashy, just so much work to do, so many angles to check, just not enough time.
Yeah, I'd have to watch the break again, but it comes down to two things. I mean, Crim there, stopping the OpTic break, and then the break for Empire to get in. I think it was Shotzzy that got two that really kind of got the first dominoes to get in, but look how hyped and pumped Empire are. They know, in a way, they got away with one there. Map 1 is done. We've got Search and Destroy coming up. Do not go anywhere. It's CDL Sunday. This is just unbelievable.
David, wake up!
Yeah. I know. Whew. Let's check out our stats quick. This is it's gonna be a fun day.
Oh, it is. I mean, Dashy, Scump, Stellar, just a slow start. I mean, Envoy turns things around on the opposite side. Vivid, 6,000 damage for him. OpTic, they almost pulled off an incredible comeback.
Almost, and that's just when the slow start proved to be too much. It's a win for Empire. Do not go anywhere. Tweet the stream. Happy Father's Day. It's CDL Sunday. We'll see you after the break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Presented by USAA Insurance, easy insurance for stuff in real life.
Hello and welcome back. A shot of Dallas, the shot of the arena and stage as Empire and OpTic continue on in this fight. Hopefully the rest is like that map 1. Maybe for fans and us, maybe not so much, is it's taking years off our lives. It's very high stress. My blood pressure is not at safe levels, Joe.
Okay, well, you might have to deal with that at a later moment, but for right now, I'm all for it. It's just some crazy gameplay. At first, we come out of that list, and then our producer's like, well, I'm going to come back to you guys because this might be done soon, but they're able to make the comeback. It's just too slow of a start. A couple of big breaks by Empire. But for OpTic, this is where you have a chance. I guess one good thing is that Envoy played really well the second half of that, and he was a key for them yesterday in their search and destroys, especially against Seattle. That's when he had double digits in their game 2 and game 5. Can he bring that here to Express?
I just wonder where you're at mentally, emotionally right now if you're OpTic. It's if the blowout continues, you just get smoked. It's either sort of a brush it off thing, whatever, we got smoked. But to make that comeback and get so close and then lose, that's got to be kind of heartbreaking as well. I don't know where they're at. But the fact is, we've seen teams throw away leads in map 1. NYSL has done it. Empire has done it. People have had rough map 1s, bounce back with a 6-0 victory in Search. So you just got to brush it off and focus up.
Yeah, I mean, from my playing experience, you have a comeback almost like that. There's probably a player or two on your team who's like, that's my bad, but we almost did that, right? Let's go. We're in this series now. We're fired up. We're locked in. Let's win our search and destroy map pick. That's the thing. That was Dallas's hard point. Okay, you still have Moscow in game 4 if you get there. So you deal with it. Focus on here.
Well, it's going to be straight to B. Remember, no trophies available in this opening round. Keep an eye on the nades. Tacticals, as they'll get into play, but it's a fast plan for OpTic. It'll be a 4-on-4 retake for Empire. Let's see how they opt to play this. Looks like one's going to hit the backside ramp. The rest kind of funneling through mid. Here they go. 27 seconds left on the clock. Good shots at range. They're able to connect, combined. Scump's going to be up, though. He's able to pick up one. Vivid through on the trade. Now all on Envoy has been their monster in search and destroy. 1 versus 3. They're on it. That's 1. That's 2. Oh, 3 is there. He has a little cover, but simply too weak. As iLLeY gets the kill in the defuse, but nearly another heroic play from Envoy.
Just a couple more seconds, right? He times that a little bit differently. Well, if there's just a couple less seconds off the clock, that's a round win. But they had no idea where he was. He stayed down low, able to take down Crim, but iLLeY shots on point. But what is that? It's all about that flank play, because not only does Vivid find the kill, he weakens up Formal. And it's difficult for Scump because he's got a 74U there. If a Kree challenges them, he gets taken down. He has to wait for the engagement to start. The problem is he waits for that engagement. It's just Vivid did so much damage to his teammates.
Yeah, I actually thought he was more behind the bomb site for that last fight, too. He was a bit more open than I thought. Maybe he would have won it. Fast plant on the other side, though. Same situation. 4-on-4 retake now for OpTic. They're going to isolate one. Crim's going to get caught early. Numbers to OpTic. Time dwindling. It's go time. Shotzzy so weak, but gets the headshots there onto Formal. Dashy's been spotted. As Vivid falls, it's all on Shotzzy, and the beams hit Scump. Lines him up. It's been, what? 2 retakes so far, Joe.
Yeah, and both starting on the flank. This time it's Envoy. Vivid in one round, Envoy in this one. And, hey, guess what? Crim gives him a present. It's a little Krig that he drops on the ground. And with that, he's able to win another one-on-one. And then from the bomb site, Scump able to work the different angles with Dashy. Beautiful shots. I mean, Scump was on fire in that first hard point. Keeps it going here. But yeah, a couple of retake rounds. Very simple. Just B plants. Neither team able to hold on.
See if now, maybe the game changes a little bit. Trophies available. Both retakes successful. Game plan on offense likely going to change. That looks to be the case. OpTic are starting to make their way up towards A, but the call is there for Empire. You've got 3 players, but okay, so most of the players are A side, but look where Bomb is lurking.
Yeah, I think both Envoy threw some nades, and then whoever he was with, Formal, threw some nades just to cause a distraction. Let them know that there's a presence over there. And with Scump in that catwalk stairs with Bomb, that to me just yells beat. That's what it is going to be. So they throw some early nades. You see that's kept Vivid and Shotzzy very honest. They're just checking all the different corners where they could be lurking. Now Bomb being planted. So it's just a slow rotation back over to B. Oh, he gets spotted though, and he's not done with that plant. So this changes some things because now you have a little bit more map presence if you are Dallas Empire closer to that B bomb.
Yeah, everything changes now. Crim was the victim in the last round of the first blood. This time he will get one. Shotzzy pounces as well. A 2v4. A 1v4 for OpTic. A Scump, yeah, I mean, having to hop off the plant, that changes everything. I don't know what you even try to do here. The snap's on point, but he'll be weak. iLLeY should have the trade, and he does. And is that something where, you know, you're selling the fake? And I know you want to clear everything on rotation, but I guess if, I don't know, if they get the bomb down a little bit quicker there, it's obviously a different scenario, but, you know, you don't know where everybody is.
Well, also, if he just plants at a different angle, it's different.
True,
I mean, that's really what it is. I think the clear is fine because you can't allow that player to make an individual play.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, his foot's out. Dallas able to catch that. He has to hop off that bomb. And again, that just allows Dallas to work different angles. They get closer and closer to B. Break that up. But we've been at B all map. We're staying here. Dallas just right back to it. Checking the angles. Right behind that bomb. Vivid, it's his turn.
Last time on the retake, OpTic was successful. Can they do it again? And Crim's going to be basically in that same spot where he was caught for the first blood. OpTic is going to be working the other side of this. And that's going to allow Crim to push. Look at this. He sees nothing hits his side. He's going to hit it. He's just going to hit it. Oh, sorry, Vivid. I don't know why I said Crim, the number 1. It's Envoy. Gets 2 down. He's on the defuse. Crim going to be the last one up, and Scump is ready for it. Another successful retake. Yeah, I don't know. I saw the spot in the minimap, and I was thinking it was Crim because he was there last time, but that was Vivid that worked the flank. Good call.
Yeah, Vivid able to work that flank through the mid-street. I think it's Scump and Envoy again, though. I think they find all 4. They might have the only kills on their team. They're so fast with that. He's ready for the next one. And that is the one thing you saw at the end of the map one. You know, Envoy really starting to heat up. If he's confident taking gunfights in the Search and Destroy, that's when he has his impact. We're seeing it so far here. I don't know if Formal got one. Okay, so Dashy did, but it is all about the submachine guns of OpTic. On the other side, a much more balanced effort, but nobody has been successful at the B site.
I feel like every search we've casted for them, Envoy's had like 12 plus. Like, he's been an absolute tear on the map. We'll see the A side eventually, Joe. Maybe.
Maybe not. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So far, all B. Grim almost able to catch him. Now, the only thing here, look at Formal, a little bit of a different position. It's not all 4 players down low. He's going to try and work someone on the flank. He's able to find by Crim and aBeZy, the Krigs. They're able to get 2 headshots. They know that Formal has gone Vivid. Ooh, I think that's a bit of an over challenge. Envoy, he goes to the defensive side. Nobody able to check the bomb. Crim ready for it. Nice shots. Are Crim and aBeZy now going to find all 4 kills?
This is Formal for the ace. 3rd. 4. aBeZy wraps back, and it's Formal with the ace. In the clutch to win the round, and I think after map 1, a moment like that was much needed for him.
100%. Able to find that first blood. I think this is an overpeak here from Vivid. Tries to go for that trade. If he's with his teammates, if they isolate out Envoy or figure out that there's nobody on the bomb, maybe one of them can hop that defuse. But they figure out what's going on, and then, well, aBeZy's like, he's going to get on the defuse. Crim, not quite sure. He's going to go through mid. He's going to go from down low. Ends up coming down low. aBeZy has his shot, but Formal just too much on point.
I mean, think about it. He got bodied map 1. He was 0-3 here. Those were his first kills. I mean, you were the player, obviously, but when you're struggling to have a moment like that, it's got to be a boost. It has to be.
You're hoping to find your first kill. That's really what keeps you going. Honestly, man, you're like, just get me on the freaking board.
Yeah. All right, Nace, that'll do. Shotzzy. We might actually see an A plan.
Well, you have 2 players up here. Envoy and Scump, they're ready for this. They just don't know he's close to the bomb. Almost on an island down low. You have no idea that Shotzi's here, though. Right, because you're waiting for the mantles on up. They're able to see aBeZy. He's going to start the engagement. Envoy goes for the peek. Nice job. Nice awareness there. But now, here comes a skirmish up top. And Vivid and aBeZy able to come out. Give them the man advantage.
You've got the ARs left.
Dashy might have cut a really good timing. And Dashy has the flank. Dashy should try to find a freebie. Formal gets the bomb planter. It's down to aBeZy.
1v2 for aBeZy. He was the last one to drop, and that epic ace from Formal can this time he get the clutch. Clock about the only thing on his side. He catches 1 versus 1. The same 1 versus 1 as last round. Formal versus aBeZy. 15 to go. Formal peeks it. aBeZy wins it. And that 1v2, it's got to be an incredible way to rebound after how they lost the last round.
Well, this is it. This is the timing. The only thing is he doesn't know if Formal's on the bomb. He's got to check it, able to find that kill. He's thinking, all right, if Formal's on it, he's going to re-challenge me. He doesn't. He's playing the clock. He's waiting to hear those audio cues. As soon as he hears it, he's ready for it. aBeZy. Able to find. That might have been. Is that an aBeZy ace? He had 3 or 4 in that round.
Yeah, I think 3. I believe Vivid got 1 top, I think. When that skirmish went down.
Yeah, aBeZy, I know
Vivid
got 1, so I wasn't sure if he got both, but clutch is the 1v2.
Okay, well, it became a game of retakes to a game of clutches suddenly. Is everyone going to be a shot at being the hero for their squad? Shotzzy tucked away. It's another first blood for Shotzzy. Almost catches a nade to the face. That one will hit and give OpTic the information. I don't think the first one got a tag. He's down to 95.
Look at Envoy. Envoy's all the way behind them. He's behind 3. Oh, he just called that out to his teammates. Scump has to run. Run for your life, Seth. Is Envoy working the flank? Of course he is. Able to find a kill. Can he get out with his life? The only thing is they don't know where Crim is. Crim is the only player unknown.
Two versus 2. They both backed up. I know Crim's been here the whole time, but Shotzzy backs up and wraps around through mid. Under 30 to go, and they got to think about a plant. Bomb, you can see that's starting to head over towards B as he gets spotted. Don't think so. He's able to get through. Shotzzy should rally across here in a second, I would think, and check B. And yeah, that's going to be the play. Does the help get there? It gets there. Scump goes prone. He slides across. It's right in front, and Shotzzy able to close out the round. That could have slid more perfectly into his ADS.
Yeah, you saw Crim being very patient right at that ace side. Yeah, just the pre-fire. Dashy's like, hello, I'm here. Take it, please. And yeah, he gives him one. Take it to the next round is, yeah, I mean, Crim was so patient. Just waiting and waiting. In case he doesn't want a bad timing, Shotzzy has the info at B. But I'll tell you what, they almost pull off that 3v4. Envoy just found so much information. Dallas Empire clutch on up.
Well, A site wide open. Really just formal kind of deep. But now you see those white arrows starting to rally across. But look at mid-map. You've got Crim and Vivid both in a position to make a play, and Vivid will find the first blood. Vivid will take 2 down as he continues to improve. The third will drop. Dashy suddenly by himself at a 1 versus 4. His Empire look to get the 5th round on the board, be 1 round away from a 2-0 advantage.
Just trying to find anything, but it'd be very difficult. And they go for the A retake. They 4-stack B. They think maybe Dallas is going to hit that out. They try to go through the catwalk, but who is there? It was a 2-man setup here. You had one player right at that middle tunnel. Vivid, though, he takes the gunfight. Oh, it was a sliver of health. 1 HP, but he wins both of those.
That's what's so tough. Like, you know, we've seen teams get better and better at the 4-on-4 retakes, stacking a site, but that transition across, it's just like, where are they going to be? Are they all near the bomb? Are they posted around mid and going to catch us? Vivid in position to make the play, and he does.
You've had a lot of movement. I mean, Envoy's already through, but I think they know he's through mid-street. Formal's watching his back. Yeah, he's getting tagged up. He's getting naded up, trying to get away, but instead he gets first-blooded.
They close this out. They go up to a map away from sweeping OpTic twice and eliminating them from the tournament. Vivid probably gets 50+ damage into 2 players, but they do get out. Shotzzy threw on the kill. Formal out of the mix. Dashy, we'll see you later. Scump, you're by yourself. It's the shots. The trade is there. Empire with the defuse, and that will do it. Able to take the search and destroy. And up 2-0, looking just like the winner, or sorry, the first match these guys played, and I don't know. It just seems like they don't have the answer for them, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to these retakes. A couple of first bloods. They have man advantage. You get some clutches on the OpTic side, some clutches on the Dallas side. But what, it's 3-3, and then you get 3 rounds in a row from Dallas Empire, just heading towards that A site, taking control. There was Shotzzy a couple of times, iLLeY through the mid-street on the flank, Vivid with the play. Every single one of these guys was active. They were all finding something. And now the worrying thing is you go to a control where OpTic has not looked great. A checkmate control, which Dallas Empire beat them the first time through. But taking a look at our stats here, I mean, Envoy 9 kills. The other side, 9 from iLLeY, 8 from Shotzzy, Vivid right there with 7. That's what I mean. It was a much more team effort on the Dallas Empire side.
Joe, I just realized that 2 of the middle buttons on my shirt weren't done. If I would have moved in a weird way, you would have seen my entire belly. I fixed that. Just wanted to let you know. But more importantly, let's get to the U.S. Army tactical play, as we're going to check out a clutch play from iLLeY over the course of it, as Empire do get the win and go up 2-0, and I have learned how to button shirts.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this this play. And this is iLLeY in that 1 versus 2. He has bombed down, a lot of time to work with. He spots Dashy. Orbital and Dashy just very separate right now. He actually gets the information on the second player. So, okay, I know where both are. Nobody's on the bomb. I could take my time. Of course, there's a lot of different timings, but He catches Dashy, and he just doesn't know. Did Formal hop it? He's got to check it. He does. He gets away with his life. 15 seconds left. He's just waiting for the audio cues, and he hears him as Formal. He's going to get taken down.
A fantastic play. Empire up 2-0, one map away from Crim cementing himself as OpTic's father. They keep getting it done, but can OpTic make the rally? It's got to start with the control. We head to checkmate after the break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
All new script hats are available on Mitchell & Ness now. Before they sell out, go get your favorite team's hat. And for all you LA Thieves or OpTic Chicago fans out there, Mitchell & Ness has added hats of your favorite team to the CDL collection. Check out the entire Mitchell & Ness collection on on MitchellandNess.com. Joe, do you think I should wear a hat because of my very shiny bald head?
I think you should wear a hat.
Yes, to cover it.
No, I think you got a great bald head, honestly.
Thank you. I need to hear that, Joe. I appreciate the confidence boost. I think OpTic in need of one now. This is a reminder on how it went the last time they played, just a couple days ago. It's a 3-0, and we're getting the Garrison. We're getting the checkmate. You mentioned the Game 5 going to be standoff as well. So OpTic felt they could get back to this, and they could take them on it. Not able to do it in the map 1. The slow start really hurt them there. And they get a different outcome here on the checkmate.
We'll see. I mean, they win one yesterday. Maybe that gives them the confidence that they need to get this going. But what was this the map where they had just had a ton of streaks against OpTic? It was just streak after streak, and they were blowing the whole freaking place up. Or was that versus Seattle? That might have been versus Seattle.
Yes,
but,
that was Seattle.
It's a checkmate control where they lose a couple. They're able to bounce back. Last night. And they keep that momentum going. But to me, that's it. I felt like OpTic is a team that has given up a lot of streaks. Hopefully their comms are better, calling out, okay, someone's on one. Make sure we deal with that player because we've seen the impact that they have, especially around that B zone on control.
Map getting ready to start. They're going to make a rally. It starts now. OpTic in need of a reverse sweep to stay alive. They're into the top 4, fighting for more. But it just feels like, that's 5 straight maps to Empire. Something with this matchup. It's getting OpTic.
Well, I think you saw in that map too, the teamwork of Dallas Empire really shine. They set each other up. Great calls, the retakes on point. Have to give Empire props, but now for Chicago, you get back to a respawn. Just control has been great for them, right? You would love to get to your 4th map because Dallas Empire has not played Moscow throughout stage 4.
Yeah, can you get to your hard point? Yeah, that's the question. They showed a lot of grit. A lot of resilience in that map 1 with the near comeback. You need to do it in the series now. And Envoy starting out hot. He struggled. It was a slow start in the map 1. Could he get rolling here early? Formal, I mean, eyes on him as well, considering the map 1. But it'd be big if they could. And, well, if they could strike first on offense, how incredible that would be. Nearly the second point of progress. Formal locking down the plane. The A zone should be done here shortly.
Yeah, you're in pretty close. Formal just trying to keep the pressure on, and Formal had a huge map against Røkkr on this checkmate. Really took over. So, yeah, can he get going? It's a nice start. They have a couple of kill lead. They have the minute extension. Scump inside of his plane. He just loves to be inside of here. Has a great awareness for it, but now it can be difficult. You know what? You give up mid-map control, you know, once or twice, and then that time, it goes away quickly.
Yeah, I would hate to play in there. It seems like a nightmare, but he thrives in it. He loves it. It just seems so
I would love it. There's only a couple of ways they could be, right? So that's easy. Just
yeah, I guess it seems crazier than it is. Yeah, when you word it like that. Well, I think Envoy takes himself out with a nade, but the rest of the team picks it up. Formal able to lock down 2 as T2P take down most of Empire. But he still have the hard part to do. At least you got 90 seconds to go and a minor life advantage. As defense heavy as this has been for the most part this weekend, I mean, getting 1 point is a solid start.
Yeah, able to get those 3 takes. Now Formal able to open things up. He's on 4 in a row, trying to get his team out of spawn. This is when you want someone to get on that point. Just pause that clock. That player is going to be Scump as he individually wins that one-on-one. Dashy with another one. Now they have a chance here. Okay, what is going to be the play call? Do we have some trophies? Doesn't look like quite yet any to put on this zone. They got to dodge all of these nades, just not able to do so. But they get another tick of progress. Lives 16-13.
With a minute left, now you've reset completely after the 4 down. You've only got a couple true 4-man pushes at this. I mean, it gets staggered once and you never really get another look, so that you'd love for this to be great, but Envoy is going to fall. What can they do behind it? Trade is there for Empire, so that'll be 2 down. Vivid through on the flank. He almost takes out Dashy. Great help there from Formal to keep Dashy in a position. Now Envoy leaks up the opposite side. That's 2 down. This is the moment. They got to make a play. 30 seconds remaining. 3 down. Last guy up going to be Vivid on the top side of the map as he's working on the flank. Can they pick it up and shut him down? They do. Stack the point, make it roll. 2 bits done. 3rd incoming. The push from Empire, the last-ditch effort. Shotzzy able to get in and contest. Crim will take out 2, but Scump is still here. They just got to stay alive till the help comes in. Scump is going huge. Finessing in the point.
Yeah, he's just trying to play his life. He's still going up to 5 in a row. Only 4 lives remaining, but 20 seconds in these trades. This helps OpTic. Again, pause that clock. Put the pressure on him. Make him come to you. Get those trades. They're doing just that. Scump on one end. Envoy on the other one really opens things up, and they get that offensive round win. And you saw how difficult that could be because they wanted to stack, but they don't have trophies yet, right? There's no trophies. The nades are connecting. Whoa, man, it is crazy over at that point early on in this game.
Yeah, no, but that's what makes it so impressive to get that round 1 offensive win. And, okay, I think it was Envoy that maybe got 2 to get the opening, to get them onto the point once they got that 4 down. But Scump, my God. I mean, the fact he gets 2, stays alive long enough to get the 3rd, then stays alive after that as the rest of his teammates get there. That was a sensational play from Scump, who starts off at 10-5.
Yeah, double positive. Again, really had a good map 1. Around 30 kills on that hard point. And now for Dallas Empire, can you maybe respond with an offensive round win of your own, or you go down and do a 2-0 hole? Luckily for them, nobody from OpTic able to earn some streaks in that first round. Off the start, very slow. I mean, already 20+ seconds off the clock before we even have 1 kill on the map. There's the first blood of the round.
Yeah, no, an interesting start for sure, but let's see if it works out in some capacity for Empire. They've got 1 person on either side, but A will be dealt with quickly as Envoy is in position to try and handle this. I thought he was going to at least get 1 there, but iLLeY flies, little slide cancel, hits the shots. Dashy will work to pick this up. But how much does it change kind of the scope of this game? Like the pressure that an opening offense puts on the other team?
I think it changes a lot. You know, it's that we're going to have to respond sooner or later because that basically says round 5, they're in a much better spot than we are to have defense on checkmate. But they're able to open up the map. A couple of trades do come through, so it's only Shotzzy and Crim is Formal waiting for his teammate Envoy. They do the thing, they find the kills. Only 30 seconds left. Now it is go time. You see the players from Dallas Empire, they got to head straight to B, try to pause that clock.
Well, it's really just Vivid here. And oh, well, he's not here anymore. He gets blown to pieces on the wing of the plane. 17 to go. Just dwindling. You still have players for OpTic stacked down low. There should be a 2-on-2 here in a moment. Envoy's able to pick up one. Screw it. He's going to pick up a second. Might get help on the third. It is Scump. Catches him on the cross. 5 seconds to go. Empire frantically trying to get to the point. OpTic not allowing it. Up 2-0 in the control. Step by step, they start to work this comeback.
Yeah, I mean, just great teamwork from OpTic. Just a slow start for Dallas. Maybe they noticed, you know, in one of their breakoffs, you know, this is something that we could do. Let's wait for them to push. They'll get over aggressive, and then from that, we can go onto one of those zones. But that didn't work. That backfired because OpTic just waited. They were very disciplined. They waited for Dallas to attack. I think it was Envoy or Scump who wins a big one-on-one versus Shotzzy. Shotzzy was trying to pinch through the mid plane on their stairs. And then from that point, Empire just could not get out.
You're in such a good spot now. I mean, I'd love to close it out here 3-0 with the offense, but you've given yourself some wiggle room through the opening 2 round wins. And Formal, you needed him to heat up, but he started to. 14-8 in this respawn. It'll be crucial for this team's success, considering the form of iLLeY and Crim.
Well, I think it's well in a round like this where you know you kind of won an offense already. You don't want to give up too much. Just don't give them streaks. Don't give them extra utility to win a defense. I mean, you would love to win the offensive round for sure. Just you know how tough of a task that is. So don't allow someone to really get going, earn an artillery or cruise missile, to really use that to send us to a round 5. And then the pressure round, because round 5s, it sometimes just feels like they're different. They're different rounds. You know, you learn from the breakoffs, you throw something crazy, and sometimes that helps the offensive team.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what does it change? You're up 2-0. Like, you'd love to win this round, right? But it's hard. It really is. You nailed it. Just don't give them a couple streaks. That's the only thing you need to avoid doing here. If you lose the round, it's not that big of a deal.
Trying to slay out right now. Nice trades. Going to stay on A. Only 10 seconds left, though. Dashy, he's up to 4. Maybe start thinking about it.
That'd be great, too.
Maybe start thinking about it. The 5 in a row now. Trophies around him, but he needs some help. This is where they have to get better in these situations, secure those streaks. Some of the teams that they were playing against did very well. And he find a kill. Trying to take down Shotzzy, but there's a flank coming in. Vivid able to take him down.
Yeah, I mean, you would never do it, but like part of me was thinking almost like, just let the clock run out. Take that 5 streak into a defense where you can post up and get streaks. I know that's dumb.
Actually,
like
I don't think that is that dumb, honestly.
I was thinking, like, why are you even trying to get this point with 5 seconds left? Like, risk him dropping? Like, I don't know. You just figure you're probably going to lose this round. Try to guarantee you get streaks.
No. I mean, it's just like the end of an S&D round, right? I mean, you would do the same thing. You try to carry a streak over. They don't get it. Now, into this round 4, and they secure this map victory.
Joe, I love when you say things that confirm I'm not a complete idiot. I appreciate you so much. You're the best person alive. Round 4. Empire have to take this to get to a round 5. If they're going to close out the 3-0 or to OpTic make the rally, they just have to lock down the defense here. Did a great job the first time through. I mean, just everyone is dropping. The kill feed just lights up.
Well, that's a multi-kill for Envoy, right? He's able to find 3, and I think Scump was the 4th. That duo locking the plane down the first push, not so good for Dallas Empire. They switch it up, put some aggression through the middle of the map, but they were ready for it. Now already 30 seconds off the clock. You have 2 players starting to work this zone. Scump's going to need some help. Vivid inside a top plane, iLLeY below him. Here comes Empire. They fight right back through, but can Formal make the play. He snuck on through.
He's at least able to take down one, and then, yeah, probably hard to pick a target there once he wrapped around the edge. Dashy is in for the contest. They're still here on the point, though, with 46 left. Just have it pause for a significant amount of time. OpTic waiting to take another crack at this, but 2 were coming off the spawn. It's been Formal just playing for the backside. He will end up dropping. The push on the other side. Envoy drops as well. That'll be the A site complete now for Empire. Minute 46 on the clock. 4 life advantage to push this to around 5.
Yeah, Scump got top playing control, and he was just waiting for the players on spawn and just hoping that they could fly on out. But Shotzzy, he was able to find multiple kills, and here we go. That's going to be 3 dead. The last one up is Envoy, and they get multiple players on it. Few off a spawn. iLLeY up top playing, trying to find the spawn kills. Worst case, they're up 6 lives. They can take their time. They get almost 2 ticks done. Can they find it? They can. So here comes OpTic off spawn.
Empire, they're getting it done. No success really in the first offense here. Almost complete. Just need 1 tick of progress with 90 seconds to work with. With those kills from OpTic, the life advantage, it dissipates a little bit for Empire. But you still have 1. In so much time to work with. If you're OpTic, you just have to avoid, what you were able to get on offense. That 3 or 4 down that really opens it up. That'll be 2. iLLeY and Shotzzy on the crossfire. They're going to be onto the point. And it's off to the races for everybody else involved, but there are some huge kills from Envoy and Formal to get them off. That was not far from being done.
No, Envoy just goes through. I mean, he finds the route. Of course he does. His awareness just on point. And not only that, they get all 4 dead. So now you have this map position where they have to come off a spawn, check all the different angles. It's only a 2 life advantage for Dallas Empire. Now make it 1. 50 seconds remaining. Here comes the next Empire push. Well, it's almost 3 down again. They're just going to get on this point, try to force them to come out at
Someone's got to get on it. Someone's got to get on it. They slide in. When it's just about to finish, it's Envoy that gets there. Envoy trying to make the play, but he will drop it. Empire, they close it out. It's just like a snowball from the first big win. They get it done, and it's like once they got the 2 bits of progress, it's just 1 more moment, right, Joe? Just 1 play, and you're able to seal it.
Now they got to do it again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They got to go back-to-back offenses, but they've done the work to get it to around 5. Can they replicate that? And
I think the key there was just that they got out of spawn so easy, right? Like, when you did have that 4 dead, Empire was just able to work on through, just get right back into playing and right back onto B.
Well, usually that's something that takes, 30, 40 seconds, right? Like it's a process. It just wasn't there. So props to them, and, probably could have played a little bit better if you're OpTic. Formal didn't want Dashy in the game anymore. So Envoy, him or Scump, they love to get aggressive towards the enemy team's side of the map. As Envoy continues to make plays. iLLeY, that's tough when you're in the middle of a mantle right into a gunfight.
Well, this is it, right? Like, this is where can they trade effectively and keep them trapped, just waste the time. This is where you put the pressure on Empire. So far, it's in favor of Empire to get out. Well, now it's just 1 player remaining in Envoy. So again, Dallas do such a good job finding those kills.
They got the kills to get him onto A. How do you work this if you're OpTic? All 4
they might give this up.
It looks like that's going to be the call. We'll give it up. Minute 30 to go. Envoy gets aggressive. He's able to take down 2. 1 gets away towards their spawn, which is Shotzzy. So they're trying to isolate him. And the good thing about this for Empire is, the other players can't really focus spawn kills on the other end of it. They're trying to deal with Shotzzy. Scump and Envoy would love to be going the other direction. They send 1 back instead of 2. Envoy is able to get a kill, but this puts Scump in a difficult position again. He's dealing with his movement. It's just not fun. It's not fun to deal with that.
No, I'm just watching the mini-map, though, because while Shotzi's doing this, it's Formal and Dashy on the opposite end. Shotzi's able to have 5 in a row, but Envoy wins the one-on-one. The last player up is iLLeY. He's up top wing. They get the players out of spawn, so that's going to allow his teammates to work up towards the middle of the map. Now, Scump back in the main cabin, just trying to find another kill. No progress done. That's the big difference here. Lives very close.
Oh, yeah, the difference between, like 2 bits of progress like they had and 0, it's just alleviates that pressure if you get into a 3 or 4 down scenario. You don't have to sprint to the point as desperately as you might have had to otherwise. 25 seconds to go. A big sequence of kills coming up. The Scump continues to roam the plane. Doesn't even need that one. His duo and Envoy has it on the cross. Formal hitting as well. 13 to go. Another one-on-one on the site. Vivid wins it, but OpTic with the position and the trade. They're just doing everything they can to try and stop the clock if you're Empire. They've got to go, and they've got to go now. iLLeY will get in. Not for long. He will drop, and OpTic will close out the round 5. Stay alive. The first step in the reverse sweep is done. There's still an uphill battle, but the battle has started.
That has, and it wasn't easy. I mean, props to Empire, because there was a couple of scenarios where I think that could have been much easier for OpTic to get them and put into that trap. But that doesn't happen. Every single time OpTic finally regained map control, really put the pressure on the offensive team to get out. They did get out. It was a little too easy at times, but they win that first round. That first round carries momentum all the way to round 5, gives them that extra defense and the way they were slaying. They knew that they just had to keep an advantage for round 5. They did just that.
I feel like the respawns feel so similar there. Like, you know, Empire has the hot start in map 1. OpTic rally back, Empire close it out. Here, OpTic starts strong, Empire rally back, OpTic close it out. Like, it's been a game of swings for sure.
You see the stats there, just such a team effort. But up top, what is the submachine guns? What Vivid struggles, -11, and that's just due to what Scump and Envoy do so well on Checkmate.
Absolutely. But we've got ourselves a series now. I feared it might be another 3-0. It'd be quick. You never want that on CDL Sunday. We want these competitors going at it. We want long, extended series with incredible plays to the best Call of Duty players on the planet. Map 4, up after the break. OpTic get to their hard point pick. That was the question going into the map 3. They get the win. They extend the series. Can't wait to keep going, Joe.
Yeah, we're going to Moscow, right? You know, one that Chicago has been so good at throughout this entire year. 9-5 on the year, 3-1 within stage 4. Dallas, it's not a bad map for them. They're 6-4 on the year, but it's just that they do not have any reps throughout stage 4 on this. So, you know, it's something they obviously scrim and practice a lot. They haven't really played it much recently. See how they play, and throughout that map 1, iLLeY able to find that minute 52, but Shotzzy, Vivid, so much pressure on the map. See if they can bounce back here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got a tweet that I found interesting about the control, because we were saying, you know, talking about the streaks with Dashy, and someone tweeted me and said, you know, I think if they didn't get that point of objective, because I think they got 1 at the end of that, it might have been different for defense and offense around 5. Oh, would have been tied? Okay,
would have been tied, they would have had more.
Okay.
But the big thing is that we got told is that OpTic doesn't have a reverse sweep on the season. That blew my mind. They do not have a reverse sweep.
See, that doesn't blow my mind at all, because what have we talked about this year with this team? It seems like when OpTic goes in a hole, they never battle back. I don't know if it's getting frustrated or what it is, but once they struggle, it just kind of continues through the series from what we've seen all year.
Yeah, I guess I was just surprised because I feel like when you talk about some of the teams these guys have been on, they were known for that. It's like you had to put them away, or that was going, you were at least going to go to a game 5. And maybe that has happened where they've gotten to the map 5 and that's where they've lost it a couple of times. But an opportunity here, maybe to find that first reverse sweep. Before that, they got to win this one and then get us to that game 5. OpTic starting on the left side of your map. Dallas on that stronger side. We'll see what they can do off the break.
Well, what better time for first than on a championship Sunday? It sounds like a good time to maybe try and do it, but as you said, got to get through this first.
Good catch.
Oh, he holds it. Randy Moss, just right in the hands.
I feel like we've seen that a lot, man. Like that one player that's just trying to get there just gets hit by those nades. Now, again, no trophies early on, so those nades are going to do a lot of damage.
I swear Scump gets stuck more than any other player. I have no stats to support that whatsoever, but I swear it's a thing.
Oh, the timing for iLLeY. Scump just gives up gold, and iLLeY's going to make him pay for it. Nobody watching it. He's able to find 3. His teammate's going to push off of that, and that is COD timing at its worst. Or best, if you're iLLeY.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get the fortunate timing. You got to make the play behind it, and iLLeY does exactly that. The ability to take down 3, but neither team going to get a ton of points on this first hard point. All the eyes going to be on our second as that gets ready to pop on the map. Empire posted up. OpTic going to be fighting so hard to get this break. Okay.
Well, Shotzzy's going to spawn out. Shotzzy spawn out.
Yeah, he does. I thought the new hard point was going to pop, but I think he actually hit it right before it did. So that is 1 out. You got a chance here if you're OpTic.
Yeah, they got some early pressure towards the middle, or towards the front of the hill. Shotzzy, he's just going to play around the middle. He's just going to cut off their reinforcements. So this is going to put OpTic into a tough spot. Those 2 players going that way. That's going to be Dashy and Scump. They may not expect Shotzzy to be in that spot. Thought maybe with the kill they were going to fly on through, but here we go. 2 down for Dallas. Almost trying to do what he can. The spawn's very close. Crim on a 5 spree, but there's a nice trade. So no streaks early for Crim.
I'd say Envoy's about to kill the entire team, but he gets 3 before he drops, but they disrupted some of that time, but you get a lot if you're Empire. This will push them out to approximately a 50-point advantage. Just we show you the minimap and the rotation over to the next hard point. 3 of the players from Empire starting to fan out. 1 soaking up the time. What kind of pressure can they apply early?
Was just punching a wall. I don't know whoever's on the hill. He does not like that wall.
Horrible.
No, that's gonna need some frustration out from map 3. They're on or early into the break. 2 players for Empire go down, but Shotzzy's gonna fight right on back. Envoy with a win on the hill.
The first push is dealt with. Here comes the next. Great shots by Dashy. Great shots by Dashy again. As he continues to hold it down. 2 are pushing all the way through the back. There's a bit of a pinch going to be coming in. Was that a spawn in the back?
Yeah, they spawned there. OpTic got too far forward. They got too. No one played safety. Nobody played safety towards the back, and they get too far forward. Forma now has to track all the way back, so they're going to give up some time here. You know, a bit of a costly mistake. That gives them the break. I mean, that's just a free pinch.
I was so focused on Dashy and the fight at the front. I just looked at the map. I'm like, did they push through or just pop there? Okay.
No, they just spawned there. Yep.
Yep. Well, they get, as you said, pushed up a little bit too much towards the front if you're OpTic. Bless Empire with the back, and that's what, about 20 seconds you're able to pick up if you are Empire. But out to the bus hard point we go as Envoy keeps finding kills in a flurry. 9 and 5, 3 in a row. Pushing forward for more. That trophy, get the hell out of my way as well. Finally, iLLeY able to put him down, but some comfortable time here early for OpTic.
Yeah, I love that from Envoy. Just right away, he has the moment of aggression. Scump following that up. He gets naded by his teammate, though. Because as soon as the ARs from Dallas can get to bust, that's when it's just so difficult. The contest is going to come in. You're going to see it right away. So they were trying to push out bust so that the ARs didn't have those powerful positions. Vivid's going to find the Krig. You get the nice, first 30, 40 seconds here for OpTic as they bounce on back. They're going to get set up for the first hill as well. So very nice, coming back from that mistake at that third hill, but maybe that sets them up at bus.
We're basically tied at 90. OpTic trying to pull off their first reverse sweep of the season. Empire trying to put them away. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with OpTic Chicago.
One push, under window. Yeah, under window, under dead. Let's get time. Get in time.
Hit him.
He's hurt. Absolutely.
One shot.
Take it.
Keep the court still.
Nice
Nice
job.
job.
Eskies,
Where are you
Eskies.
spawning, Brandon? Where are you spawning, Brandon?
Watch Eskies. Watch Eskies.
Yeah, I'm getting street.
Yeah, I'm backing up.
Pulling my Eskies right now.
Vivid, glass dead.
I have
I don't
They're
see
gonna be
anything
street, guys. They're gonna be street.
I don't see anything street
I'm
yet.
looking
I have
fighters. I'm looking
two
at fighters.
And their side time. Crim, absolutely. He's hugging right. There's two
Nothing street.
times.
Nothing street. I have your right.
Crim's glass. Crim's glass.
Yo,
You
street.
shoot on me.
I have your right. I have your right push.
Left, I want to be 2.
Let me push. Take
Yeah,
it.
he's
I'm
close
going
up,
back
close
to
up.
the-
Take it.
You
One shot time. One shot time. Crim.
Take it.
Might hit me out
I
here.
think guys are going top PD.
Might wrap street on me.
What do you guys
Listen,
grab?
everyone's
Street.
full 60 right here, guys. Full 60. Reset.
Yo, they could be street. They could be street.
looking
You
at
guys
it.
like one front. You guys like one front.
Yo, what's mid?
I'll get it. You get time. Get time.
Yo, Crim under window. Under window weak.
One
One
more.
minute.
Mid window weak.
He's in B search side door. He's challenged right here.
We spawned out. We
Yo,
spawned out.
under window, under yellow block. He's under your PD. Shots.
Shoot on me, guys. Shoot on me, guys.
I can kill
We're in
time.
front,
Just
we're in
play
front.
life.
Put, he climbed upon me, Shotzzy. Climbed upon me, Shotzzy.
Coming down.
Shotzzy, absolute.
10-point advantage for Empire. They're in the point. Trying to accrue all this time. Is Dashy. He was close to streaks, like 5 in a row during the course that listed in, but just comes up a little bit short. But as it stands right now, Empire have the point unlocked. They did a solid job the first time through as well.
Well, I mean, you heard Formal at the end of that listen, let's get a full 60 here, and that doesn't happen. I mean, you get a 4-man push right through the middle from Dallas, and that was just too easy. Way too easy. That was one of the things I called out for OpTic at Keys to Victory. Those disciplined rotations, they have to be better as they get set up. Dallas, they find an opening, they take it away from them, and that was a 40, 50-point swing. Where OpTic should have had an advantage. Now they have to fight on back here at this Fountain Hill.
Well, I mean, same scenario kind of the first time through. I mean, a little different, but you lose a lot of time on second. You have to answer on third. They did a good job. Can they do it again? Formal is one with the bush. He's very sneaky. iLLeY. Oh, 2 going to go down. Dashy connects on the third. Vivid, though, the last guy alive, is able to keep them in this hunt and keep the close spawn, as he will take down 2 before Dashy finally puts him down. But the ARs here for OpTic find all the kills in the first wave.
Here comes the next push. Formal just staying down on the hill. Reinforcements here, and while that push was going on, I think it was Dashy realized, like, all right, nobody's playing safe. He backed on up. Now he's able to reposition, make sure they have spawns. They needed 40 points to get back into it. They found a nice hold here. Now the rotation over to Bus Hill. Dallas already set up at bank. You see Crim's position. He's trying to deal with them off spawn. He's able to find it. Some pressure from Formal inside of gold, but he's all by himself right now.
Well, him winning that one fight, well, I mean, you're going to have your head
It keeps him off the hill, yeah.
on a swivel right now, trying to figure out where they're hitting from and keep them off the hard point. I mean, you just see the positioning from the OpTic players on both sides of it, but that'll be 3 down. Now the only guy left was Dashy, so that'll give them the spawn on the left side. Empire will get into it. 10-point difference between the two squads. How do you try to attack this if you're OpTic?
Well, they got to get out to Bus. Kind of what we saw just from the opposite end. Dallas just try to put pressure on it, but from these windows, able to find picks. Trying to get their nades in, trying to make this hectic. Vivid still alive. Now it's Shotzzy's turn, but OpTic there with a couple of kills. So for me now, this is all about this P1 rotation. That's what Dallas is going to try and set up and do. Well, I mean, that's a huge kill because that's Scump on time.
Well, this P1 to P2 has been, well, God, where Empire found so much of their time. Can they close it out here, or can OpTic fix the mistakes that have costed them dearly? They've got a hit from mid Eskies and through Courtyard. A big pinch about to develop. Can Empire hold on here? They go 2 for 2, but it'll be a contest inside of the point as Scump making plays to try and get this time for OpTic. Push comes in. Even with the damage from the nade, still able to stay up. Vivid soars through as well. Vivid gets a second there, and that is magnificent.
Yeah, that's really it. That second snap on the Formal. You know, Scump just trying to get damage in, make it a little bit easier. And now you're going to have to break because there's 30 seconds here. If Dallas finds this, they're going to try and chain this to P2 like they've done all game long. Here comes the next push, though. Formal and Dashy, the last 2 up. That's going to make it down to Shotzzy. And while he challenges it, now it's a foot race. Crim, though, playing very safe, making sure his team has spawns. Shotzy's going to spawn with him. It's a bit of a 2-2 split right now for Dallas.
Yeah, Crim could not have been deeper. He's about to hop outside of the map. He got set up as far back as he possibly could. As Shotzzy lays one out with the elbow. 205 on the board for Empire. Hard point control for Empire. This is where OpTic has struggled on this point, and this is where they desperately need to find the break. But Crim Vivid, iLLeY finding the opening 3 kills, and it's back to reset now for OpTic.
Yeah, it's just fights all over the place. It's 2 street side, 1 mid, 1 at the front of the hill. And I guess with a push like that, you give a couple of individual fights, but it's not really a team push. And now, just 15 seconds away is Dallas from continuing on in this tournament. They find the opening kills. Formal trying to find an angle. You have 1 player in the back. That's Dashy. Dashy trying to do what he can. He has to go, but they find him. They have the close spawns, and that might be it. Envoy trying to fly.
Just a couple seconds needed, and Empire take both hard points. They take the series. OpTic made enough of a run to get to their hard point, but it did not matter. As Empire, the host of Major 4, too disciplined. They get the dub. They move on into the top 3. And man, that second hard point, how many points do you think you got if you're OpTic? It could have been more than a couple. Well, I mean, we'll see it in the stats, but it wasn't many.
It's not many at all. And they messed up a couple of rotations. Even off the break, what ends up happening with, iLLeY finding 3 kills is that it just makes it that much easier for Dallas to get put into that position, right? From the chain P1 and P2, but it was all about that second hill. Then through the second rotation, when OpTic are fighting back, they take that lead. What happens? It's a 4-man push through the middle. They break an easy setup. Just puts all the pressure on OpTic. They can never catch back up.
And it feels like those are kind of the similar problems that plague them, in the online league at times, leading into these majors. When they'd have those setups, I don't know if it's a communication thing or what goes wrong, but I feel like that's sort of a problem we've been talking about all year.
It definitely is. It's 100% is. But they tried to fight back, but the game 1, it's just too slow of a start from a couple of their key pieces, and they almost bring it back. But that game 4, yeah, there's just some moments where they are going to be frustrated because it's stuff they've probably worked on a lot. But that was their hard point. Matt Pig not able to win it. Dallas Empire. Now they're going to be taking on Toronto Ultra next.
It's got to be great if you're an Empire fan because you've been better in the search and control, but now the hard point improving. How far can you go? I want to see. Oh, you want to know how much time did they earn on second, by the way?
0.
0. Yeah, I didn't. I was gonna say it was 0, but I guess I figured there was like 1 second in there.
It's over 120 for Dallas.
I thought there was, because there was a contest a couple times. I guess I figured maybe there was a second or 2, but 0 on one of the most important hard points on the map. Well, I mean, you could say a lot are, but I just feel like so many crucial moments go down at P2. No time at all, and that is props to Empire on a big break. Props to them on the hole once they got in position. The discipline for Crim to get deep and get the spawns. They were the more disciplined team when it came down to it. And can we be critical at times of Crim or iLLeY maybe taking a gunfight they don't need to? Yes, but when it comes to getting in the right position, in these hard points, they're doing that. Like, they're giving themselves a chance to win these games without question.
100%. I mean, that's just Crim recognizing, like, hey, I have to stay here. That gives my team the best opportunity to win this game, and they won it. Shotzzy spawns up with him. They're able to hold on to it, but it's the big breaks. A couple of mistakes from OpTic, and at the top of this league, you make a few mistakes when you have a chance to get a setup. This is what happens.
Well, we thought that would be what decided the series, and it ultimately, I think, was. But we're going to take a look at our scuff play of the game from that map 4 where Empire are able to close it out. Again, the hosts of Major 4, the players are live in Dallas, and they continue to move on into the top 3. We'll check out the closing moments of this game 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is over at P1, and I think OpTic do a really good job, but just watch number 4. It's Crim the entire time. Right now, he's just watching Street. He gets taken down, and with 25 seconds left where he spawns, he just waits. He's just waiting. He knows the situation. And, well, he gives his team the spawns. They find some of that time at the first hill, chain it over the second hill. You're getting 0 seconds earned by OpTic on that one.
A couple times they did a good job responding when it came to third, but it just wasn't as clean there. But it's heartbreak for OpTic. Celebration on the side of Empire as they continue on. That is it for Joe and I in that match. We're to get it over to the desk. We've got Lottie, Study, and Nameless.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Well, Toronto Ultra have arrived for their match because the winner of our first match of the day is facing off against these Toronto lads. Insight giving us the peace signs. He's feeling himself as he's walking to the stadium. And Empire is going to be that team who moves on to our elimination finals. OpTic just couldn't stand the heat of the Empire lads. 3-1 is the final score for elimination round 5. There is so much on the line here today, folks. FaZe are waiting for the winner of elimination finals. But more importantly, what is on the line today at Major 4? Well, we have the money on the board for you guys. There is $500,000 in prize pool to be won here. Oh yeah, folks. Big bag. I hope they're strong enough. I hope they've been gymming for that cash money to take that home. It's going to be quite heavy because first place is going to take home $200,000. That is absolutely ridiculous. But you can see Chicago is on the board. They will be walking away today with $40,000 to their name. And here is the main stage where our finals will be going down. Whew, boys, what a series that was. First match of the day was spicy to say the least. Oh, my initial reaction to that is honestly a little bit of disappointment there. I've got to say, OpTic just making some very small but crucial mistakes, especially in that last hard point. I was really kind of frustrated watching that happen. The small mistake at the beginning came first with the fact that they pushed up way too high on one of the hills and allowed Empire to spawn behind them. And for me, I was just thinking to myself, this is the beginning of the end, because if they're making little mistakes like that, surely this is going to fall apart. And then for them to literally get set up on most hills, especially with P2, and just let Empire infiltrate them, just the gaps in their gameplay were just so frustrating to watch. Nameless, what did you make of it overall?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's the little mistakes that are killing them. That was one of them in the beginning of the map, but then they made another big one when it was rotating to P2, and they had a perfect setup, and then all of Empire just jams their way straight through checkers down the middle. You see Formal up top, which I think it was mostly on him. He was challenging it, then he backed up and tried to play his life in the middle of it. It's just, you got to force that challenger. You have the position, you got to try to get some shots down, injure them, and allow your team to clean those up, because you need that time. They put themselves in these spots where they have to get a 60 on the next hill, right? Like, it's just tough, man. There's just so many little mistakes, but it just happens a few times too many throughout these maps.
Yeah, man, and it was really frustrating to watch OpTic, at least even on that map number 1, because they put themselves in a position to close it out in that P2, but Formal, he decided to challenge for no reason from Archway. So once he got 2-piece by Shotzzy, then eventually the pinch is going to come in and they got fully broken. Like, those are the little things that have been costing them the entire year. And then even in the search and destroy, the gaps, it was a perfect blind counter every single round for Dallas. They were getting free bomb plants. They had to execute 4v4 retakes on that B-bomb, which are not easy to do. And it was just the gaps, man. Like Lottie said, the gaps are what really are costing OpTic right now.
You know what? I love OpTic, but I've got to say they're looking a little bit like Swiss cheese right now. There's so many holes in the gameplay, and I need to see a full like monster coming out of them for the next stage. I need to see solid stuff from this roster. But incredible stuff and a great series for us to watch. It was very, very entertaining. Now we need to talk about Empire, and more specifically, I'm looking at you gents because I need some analysis coming forward. Nameless, let's talk about the hard point where Empire just went off. Talk to me about what we saw there.
Yeah, I mean, they started off up so many points, they were destroying them, and then OpTic had a fantastic comeback. You know, despite OpTic losing this, it was some of the maps were still really close, but you're going to see here, this is where basically it happens. So Envoy's sitting in the hill right here, and Shotzzy's the guy that makes the big plays for Empire. So he wins this big gunfight onto Envoy, and then now they're getting ready to rotate on through. So take a look at your mini-map. So Crim's up here, he's fighting, right? But Shotzzy's rotating through mid. Now he's going to win 2 huge gunfights. He kills number 6 in the back left, and then Formal comes back from the hill to go challenge him, and that is the gunfight. My question is, why would he do that and not just play his life? Either way, puts himself in a situation to challenge, and Shotzzy gets the big gunfight win for them to get on through the back and get this time, and what will eventually be a win for Empire. It was just incredible, man. In the final moments is where you really have to be on point. You can't be making those types of mistakes and really can't be going for unnecessary challenges, and Shotzzy takes great advantage of it. And last thing I will say is for Shotzzy, the guy's movement is unbelievable, dude. Like what he does on the map, the gunfights that he wins, it's ridiculous. He's right up there with anybody in the game, dude. This guy just, he gets crazy kills to bail your team out of situations, just like the FaZe guys.
Yeah, he really does. He's honestly just one of the most incredible talents on the map right now. It's actually pretty scary to watch him play, and honestly, I feel a little bit sorry for any team that comes up against Empire with Shotzzy fully firing. I've said this actually a couple of times now about some of our teams where I'm watching players just unfold and become the best to their potential, and I feel like that's happening actually with every single player on Empire as well. I feel like I'm seeing that happen with iLLeY, Vivid, Shotzzy, and Crim all coming into their own on this stage right now, so I'm very excited to see how they match up against Ultra. Stud, I'm now coming over to you, my friend. We need to talk about iLLeY in particular as well. S&D, that 1v2 where he's literally just playing in the trains. Talk to me about that and break it down for us.
Yeah, so that is basically the round that changed the entire map, because that's the make or break round. If OpTic are able to clutch up that 2v1 situation, they're probably going to build that momentum to go on and close this out and put themselves up a little bit better, sitting at 4-2. But it's iLLeY now left in a 1v2. As soon as that bomb gets planted, the bomb planter gets taken down, and then Dashy finds one across the map as well. So now it's all on iLLeY. It's a full 45 seconds. He puts down some early shots onto Dashy, and now with the submachine gun, it's all about just maneuvering, having these players stand still, and that's the best thing, that you were going up against Formal and Dashy, who are both the assault rifle players, so they're going to play a little slower. But iLLeY, he gets perfect timing right here, and that's just something right there out of Dashy. Trapping yourself in some close range engagements is not what you want to do. I would rather him walk on top of that train, so he's at least closer to that engagement with Formal, and then it just comes down to 2 one-on-ones, man. He plays it perfectly, uses the sound cue of his Astro headset to hear Formal hopping up and eventually clutch it. That was that round. That if OpTic were able to take that, they put themselves up 4-2, and it probably close out that map and tie the series up 1-1, but you just can't let those little mistakes happen. Once again, the gap was not filled, and iLLeY hit it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, you put it perfectly there, Stud. And to be honest, as Ant said earlier, iLLeY, he was born in Search and Destroy, molded by it, and you can definitely tell by that play right there. Absolutely insane stuff from iLLeY and the rest of his team. Well, moving on, this team are going to be facing Ultra, and Ultra, don't get us wrong, they're going to be ready and waiting for Empire right now, but we do have Cammy waiting with Jess to get his thoughts on what he thinks of Empire on that main stage going up against them in moments.
Thanks so much, Lottie. So, Cam, we were here on CDL Sunday. You were just telling me, I've never done one of these interviews in person. So, how are you feeling about everything right now?
I'm pretty confident going into this Sunday, and, well, first time doing an interview. So, yeah, that's sorry as well.
What do you think of all your success? I mean, it's just been amazing watching you guys play and progress over the stage. And what do you think of it?
I think it's pretty impressive so far. I'm glad that we've, well, not to jinx it, I'm glad we've kind of maintained what we're doing online on LAN. Obviously, we've had a few bad losses, like yesterday against FaZe was a tough one, but, going into today, we're still confident. We knew we could have won that match, and we'll see what happens.
Definitely, it's LAN now, so anything can happen. Well, thank you so much, Lottie. Back on over to you. Thank you so much.
Well, they're feeling confident about it this time around. Like they said, they do feel like they could have taken that game against FaZe. And honestly, I kind of believe them. I think that would have honestly gone a little bit of a different way. Just things were cleaned up just a touch against FaZe. It was very, very close in some of the games. But we need to talk about who we think is going to take this, gents. Obviously, it is that time on the desk. So, Nameless, I'm going to start with you, my friend. Who is your winner for this matchup?
I'm going with the Toronto Ultra, baby. They just look fantastic. You saw them in their match versus FaZe. They were a couple moments away from winning, especially in the control. I think the Search and Destroy is great. Everybody's playing good. But Bance, he wasn't there in their last match. I'm looking at him to step it up again in this match. We know he's capable of it. He doesn't really have too many off series, but he did in the last one. So if he comes with that same fire, they're going to be incredible. I think they take it.
Study. You haven't agreed with Ant for the entirety of this week. Are you agreeing with him, or are you going against him, man?
I've been wrong. So I think I'm definitely going to agree with him this time, and I'm also going to go Ultra. And the reasons why is because when they played up versus FaZe, the submachine guns just didn't perform. Like Nameless said, Bance had a 0.6 on the series, and Kleenex had a 0.9. And Kleenex, he's that player that can really take over some of these maps. So it's going to be a little easier fighting against Vivid and Shotzzy, as Vivid didn't really have at least the breakout performance that he had originally throughout the early stages of this weekend. But I feel like with that SMG duo, they knew what they did wrong yesterday versus FaZe, and they're going to come out firing today.
You know what? It is a beautiful thing seeing the two of you on the same team for once. I'm going to enjoy this game just for that. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to have a quick break right now. But when we come back, we have one hell of a banger for you. We have Ultra going up against Dallas Empire. Empire hot off an incredible win against OpTic. Ultra warming up, but we'll see what fire brings our way on that main stage in just moments. We'll see you guys in a few.